All right, welcome to Consciously Delusional. I am your host, Brianna, and this is Haley.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, how are you
Welcome
doing?
back.
Welcome back. I know, it feels like it's been so long.
It has been so long. We haven't seen each other for a while.
I know,
Yeah.
which is so crazy.
Yeah.
I know.
How are things?
Oh,
okay.
oh,
okay.
Oopsies.
You go first. How are things with you?
Things with me are good. So I went to Ryan Castro this past weekend, as you know.
Yes.
It was like so amazing.
It looked amazing.
It was just amazing. He brought on 17 guests. For those who don't know, Ryan Castro is a reggaeton artist. And he's from Medellin. He's actually from Bello, which is another city in Colombia, which is like not too far away.
It's like part of Medellin. They're like connected, but
yeah.
it has like different municipalities.
Exactly. And like so, Antioquia.
Yeah.
And he was just like amazing. Like, I feel like in Boston, where I'm from, I would go to rap concerts, but there was no reggaeton. So like, this is just me like listening in my room, having a good time with myself.
Mm-hmm.
And to be in a concert filled with people who like the same music, like the same fashion and style, and just like, and also be in his home country.
Yeah, the energy of a concert here when the artist is from Medellin is like no other.
It was unmatched.
Yeah.
It was unmatched. And I just like it's not like I didn't have a crush on him before, but like I have such a crush on him now. I think he honestly, and again, I'm kind of in a, what's it called? Like a honeymoon phase right now. But like, I think he has the hottest voice. Like the hottest. Because I just felt like it's so deep.
Is it? Okay, the thing is, so first of all, Ryan Castro, I'm aware of who he is.
So hot.
Obviously living here, he's everywhere.
Yeah.
Of all the reggaeton I listen to, I would say his is the less. Like, I have his more, like, mainstream songs.
Okay.
But, like, I'm, like, so much more of a Fercho girl or, like, Bad Bunny. I don't really like Maluma and Ryan Castro are both from Medellin, but, like, anytime they pop up in my playlist, they're, like, a featured or, like, they're never, like, the main artist, which I know. Forgive me.
Oh my God. Well, no, for me, like Maluma, I'm sorry, he's like not reggaeton. Like,
is he not? Yeah. See, I don't really know.
No. Like, he might be, but like for me, he's not.
Yeah.
Like, he's singing, and it's more actually like sweet. I feel like it's like more for the girls.
Yeah.
Maluma, where like Ryan Castro's like a bad ass, and he's just like fuck it. Like, he's more getting everyone.
Yeah.
And like he's so hot.
He is cute.
And it's just, it's his voice. Because I actually didn't even think he was that cute before. He has tattoos and it's tall. So like that was a win. But like his voice, oh my God, it's just the deepest of them all. And so that's
I gotta
why
go
I
back
like
and
it.
listen.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of like living in my element.
No, the concert looked amazing. Your story looked amazing. I want to see pictures of your outfit. I haven't seen them yet. But the concert was so loud. I could hear it from my apartment. And I live like across town. Well, this is the thing. The concert was long. Okay.
It was 5. No, was it? No,
it was
5
long.
hours. It was 5 hours.
It was like 1. I knew it started at like 8. And then I was worried because it was raining.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. I was seriously like, I hope to God this does not get canceled. Because
I didn't.
I
had my rain jacket on, like in parts of it.
Yeah. Also, there was an interesting video circulating online that behind the stage, I don't know if you saw, there were shamans sitting behind the stage, and people are saying they were there to like keep the rain away.
Oh, how sweet.
I don't know if that's sweet or brujeria. I'll let you decide.
No,
but
I'm upset.
But the shamans were like little old shamans.
No, I thought of it. Well, because this is the thing also. I think this was a dream of his since he was a child. And so like it was the first time, it was a sold out stadium. And like he kind of throughout, even before as he's advertising it, but then like throughout the concert, he was like, this has always been a dream of mine. It's a dream come true. And so like, I just love that he had the shamans because he's like, this is so important and special to him.
Totally.
And I just like loved that. And everyone, even all the guests that he brought on, everyone was like, congratulations. Like, you deserve this. You've worked so hard. It's been a dream of yours. Like, I'm so happy to like accompany you during this.
Yeah.
So it was just really cool to see. Like, even more so than just the music, it was just like cool to be there.
No, of course. It's one of those things. I will just say that was just like a random TikTok video I saw. I do not know if there were actual shamans. Maybe somebody was making a joke.
Okay.
Like, oh, he brought the shamans. I don't want like Ryan Castro to see this because he's like our top viewer.
No,
and be like, I didn't have shamans.
Well, you know what? Honestly, if we're wrong, he should just come on and tell us.
Yeah, exactly. Come and dispute. But yeah, I could hear the concert from my house and I'm laying in bed. It's like 12:30 and I hear Fade come on and I'm like, no. But I was like really excited for you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, it's cool when he came on too. He was wearing glasses and a bandana, so his total face was covered. And so like not a lot of people knew it was him right away.
Oh, I
And
would know immediately.
I know, but not a lot of people did. So people were just like, it was like kind of this cool reveal. But he brought the energy. He like came in like balls blazing.
Well, you did tell me you're like, Fade is like so hot. I've always thought he's hot, but he is a short king.
He's a short king, but his arms are massive.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I couldn't actually know. It's actually making me sick thinking about it because I'm like all these hot men with tattoos.
No, the guests were so hot. Like he had Maluma, J Balvin, Fade. I don't necessarily think Sean Paul is like super cute. I don't even really know what he looks like that much, but he had
the
Sean
music
Paul.
was a vibe. Yeah.
He had so many people.
He had everyone. Like he literally had everyone except for Karol G, but he had Fade. So like,
awkward. They couldn't be there together.
They couldn't be there.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, they used to date, Fade and Karol G, but they broke up.
This is like the Medellin tabloid gossip.
Yeah, exactly.
I was actually talking to someone this week and I was like, if I had to give a hot take, if someone asked me like, you need to choose Team Carol or Team Fade, I'd say kill me.
Oh my God.
Like I can't choose.
You can't choose.
I can't choose.
You know what? Hard. I actually like see Fade for me is like your Maluma and Ryan Castro. I don't listen, like he's not my main artist. He's like featured in songs that I like. And I know more Karol G songs. Yeah. But like seeing him, I don't know, change things.
So cute.
But yeah, super cute.
And he just has like such good energy. But I went to his concert here. That concert was insane. It was so much fun. But there's nothing like a show in Medellin with a Medellin artist. Yeah. The crowds are crazy. The energy's elite.
It was wild.
So fun. I'm so glad you had fun.
Yeah, it was the best time. I'm like so happy I went.
What else is going on with you?
What else is going on? So I've been writing a lot. I've been like tweaking this website like nonstop to post my writing on. And then like a couple other like business ideas that I've always thought about, but I'm like, I should just like
do it.
Look into it. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. And what else? And then like on my health journey as always.
Yeah.
What about you?
What is new with me? Okay, so Peru was amazing. Yep. I went to Lima for a week. Honestly, I didn't do like all the touristy stuff. Everyone's like, oh my God, are you going to Machu Picchu? Oh my God, are you going to Cusco? I'm like, no, bitch, I'm going to eat.
Yeah, I mean, also it's like a lot to do. Like, I don't like rushed vacations. Like when people are like, okay, I'm going to go here for 2 days and there.
I hate that.
I'm like, I'm not enjoying it at that point. I'd rather go for the week, check out the nice restaurants, check out the vibe, and then I can go back again for Machu Picchu. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like so with you on that.
Totally. It was super nice. I had to go because I had to do a visa run. And Lima is just an incredible city. I had no idea how much it had to offer. And it's actually really surprising because I've traveled all over the world. A lot of people who know me know I'm such a big traveler, but Colombia is actually the only country in South America that I had ever been to.
Yeah.
And once I came here, I was just like, okay, I'm parking it.
Yeah.
And then now it's been nice to go to another country. I was pleasantly surprised. The food is amazing. The city's amazing. It's right on the beach. It's like a mix. I kept telling people it's a mix of San Diego and like Mexico City.
Yes, you were saying that.
And then there are parts of it that like the architecture is giving like Charleston vibes.
Which is such a cool combo, I feel like.
I don't really know how to explain it, but it's kind of like a mix of all of those, but it's so nice. It's like so much nature. I ended up doing some surfing because it's like the longest stretch of surfable coast in South America, I think.
And you were up. You got up.
I did. Yeah. I did. My instructor was like, I got up on my first try.
That's crazy.
And I got up every time.
Okay.
But I didn't make it to the shore every time. I'd fall like halfway through. But the waves are huge in Lima. So it was like, the day I went out, it was pretty rough. I got thrown against some rocks. I have like cuts on my feet and stuff. It's fine, you know, do it for the...
She's just like a surfer girl.
Yeah. I was like doing this like all day afterwards.
She's like, yeah, what's up, bro?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, this is me.
Yeah.
But I had such a good trip. I had the most amazing food. Just like, I haven't had a solo trip in a while where I could like just connect with myself, do whatever I want. I didn't have to ask anyone, what do you want to do today?
Yeah.
I could sleep in. I could, you know, just do whatever I wanted. It was so nice. The weather was perfect. And I was actually pleasantly surprised because we did talk on one of the previous episodes when I first started planning this trip of I was like,
Yes.
yeah, I'm gonna set my dating app over there. Like, hopefully they're not a bunch of short guys.
Which
I
we
did not
thought.
end up going on any dates because I just like was so into being by myself and enjoying my own company. But the men over there were quite handsome.
I know, I'm like, I have to also, like, I actually already booked my flights to Lima.
Did you?
Yes,
Oh my
I
god. Okay, I didn't even know yet.
No, for end of the month.
Yeah. Oh my god, how exciting.
I'm like I made them refundable just in case I changed my mind.
Yeah.
'Cause I
No, I
couldn't
think you're
commit.
gonna have so much fun.
But I literally, like, she said that, I was like, "Okay, I'm going. I'm going."
It was more of a professional vibe. And what I mean by that is
Okay.
like a lot of like working men,
But
like
is that boring?
I think it's just a lot different than what we always see here in Colombia. Not that Colombia's not professional, but it's more of like a city with like
Yeah, like
people are
Bogota is,
wearing
like, more
collar.
like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
They're wearing like collared shirts. They're coming out with their briefcases type vibe.
Okay.
So for me, I was like, okay, ambition, success, hard worker.
Yeah.
You know? But also like the surfer guys were hot. Like everyone was just cute. I was like,
Thank
wait, you
God.
guys like are not as short as I
Oh
thought.
my God.
Yeah.
But wait, okay, for me, so when you say that though, I kind of feel like the vibe then gets a little bit more like heavy and serious. Like, is it a fun, like, you know, you feel the energy. Like, for instance, when I go to Rio, I'm like alive. And when I come to Medellin, it's like a mix. It depends on where I go. It can
Mhm.
either be like really hype or super like peaceful, tranquil. Like, what was Lima?
I would say Lima is more similar to I've never been to Rio, so I actually can't compare it. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it's as beachy and like that type of vibe as
Okay.
I would expect Rio to be. I'd say like it's kind of like Medellin where it's like depends where you go. Like there's
Okay.
Barranco, which is like super cool, super hipster, trendy, all the good restaurants.
Okay.
And there's Miraflores where like the money is and all the
Okay.
high rises.
That's where I was looking too.
and then
Yeah.
that's also where like a lot of the offices are.
Oh, okay. So that sounds more
But you can go
not as fun.
to like the Centro Histórico and like where all the history is, and then it's like a little more chaotic. And then actually, so Peru has a huge amount of Chinese immigrants, so they have their own
Okay.
Chinatown there,
Oh my God.
and that was where I felt like it was the most chaotic.
Oh, interesting.
And I also decided I wasn't going to take Ubers when I was in Lima. I only took the bus,
Okay.
which that was also chaotic but really fun.
Yeah.
But I'm like so tall, I like couldn't fit on the bus seats. Like my knees were like not fitting.
It's so funny. I don't think you're that tall.
I'm 5'10".
You just don't seem it to me.
Do
I
I
don't.
have-
I'm
do I have
sorry.
do I have short girl energy?
You just
It's
don't-
my humpback.
You know what? No, stop it. No, it's because
It's my
I'm.
It's my humpback.
No, stop it. I'm pretty much 5'4", and I just don't.
What does that mean? I'm pretty much 5'4".
Because I'm like slightly under 5'4".
Okay.
But I'm. That's like I'm.
So you're
Around,
5'3" and a half.
I'm like 5'3.5".
Yeah.
But I'm 5'4", and like I'm like you're not.
See,
6 inches
and you
taller
don't
than me.
seem that much shorter than me.
See, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like.
Yeah.
That's weird to me. That's all. But I'm not doubting.
yeah.
You're right. But no, that makes so much sense. You're like, oh my God, I'm so uncomfortable in this bus.
It was just like, but I wasn't the only one struggling.
Well,
Like
because
other
you said,
people.
there's tall people
Yeah,
there.
there
Like,
were
no one's
tall people there.
comfortable.
But anyway, it was just really fun. There's like you do the beach or I would do like the beach in the morning. There's something called like the Malecon, which is like
Okay.
a bike path and a walking path along the coast, and beautiful gardens everywhere.
I love that.
And yeah, it was just really cool. I'm super excited for you to go. I know that you were tossing around the idea, but now it's confirmed. I'm super excited
kind
for
of.
you.
I'm like, I made everything refundable.
Okay, that's
Because-
she is an avid flight changer.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm not. Like once I book it, I'm like, okay, I'm locked in.
Yeah, no.
But you're like, oh no, I'm changing my flight. I'm changing this.
I'll
Yeah.
literally, I'll allow myself up to like 24 hours before I can cancel.
Yeah.
And then, so everything is TBD until like the 24
See,
hours
that would like
before.
so stress me out, but good for you.
Well, it stresses me out to more commit to it because I'm like, well, what if I don't want to go? Like,
That's fair.
and like, I've always wanted to go to El Salvador.
I was pleasantly surprised by Lima. It exceeded my expectations, and I like can't wait to go back and spend more time there
I know, that's
because
exciting.
there was so much stuff to do. It was like hard for me to cram it in 1 week.
Oh my God. I know.
Yeah.
Part of me is like, wait, again, I already said this too, but I'm like, should I move there? I always am like that. We're like,
First, she's like, "Okay, I have a refundable ticket because I might change my mind last minute, but now I'm moving there."
I know. No, do you see why I can't confirm anything? Because it's
Yeah.
like I have too many like emotions.
You know
about
what though?
things.
That's the life of a traveler. But Lima was great, and then I came back this weekend, and I went out with some of our friends,
fun.
and had a great weekend. We went to this place called 50 50, which is now like one of my new favorite spots. But it was really fun.
Tell me.
I sent you a voice note about this, but we
Okay.
haven't discussed
We
it
haven't
yet.
discussed, yeah.
So I talked about a few episodes back how I have been running into all of my former flings.
Oh, yes, and I remember bringing up, like, the meaning of it, like, what does it mean? Is it, like, the universe sending us a signal, or is it just, like, by chance? Like, what does it mean? Okay.
I have no idea. When I tell you, like, this... Okay, let me just tell the story. I ran into another one, a different one.
One meaning an ex?
An ex-casual hookup. We were not dating, but we were, like, casually hooking up.
Okay.
It was, like, undefined, but we were seeing each other for a bit. And so, this particular situationship did not end in the best of terms.
Okay.
I found out that this guy had lied to me about what his job was. He said he worked in 3D printing.
Okay.
Which, now that I think about that, I'm like, who the fuck works in 3D printing?
That's also so specific, though. That,
Exactly.
Like,
that's why, like, I didn't question it.
Of course not. I feel like, okay.
And, like, for me, like, I should probably get better at this, but when I go on a date with a guy, like, I do not stalk him first.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
like,
either, because I don't want to be like, oh, I know. Like, I
yeah,
want
exactly. Because I will slip up and be like, oh, yeah, like, on your family vacation last summer.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not trying to do that.
So I will tell on myself. So I also don't stalk people. So I didn't really, like... And plus, this guy was casual. Like, he was kind of just, like, he was hot. He was super tall. I was like, okay. I was
okay. So he said he was this.
Yeah, he said he was a 3D printer. He worked in 3D printing, and then I come to find out later, he actually becomes clean with me. He's like, hey, I actually lied to you, and I do something else, and I'm not comfortable sharing with what he did.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's not like super bad, but it's not like what you want your fuckboy to be doing.
Yeah,
or your fuck buddy. So anyway. He started just kind of being, I don't know if he, like, expected me to judge him or whatever it was, but like, he kind of started being, like, a little short with me. And I had hit him up and I was like, hey, do you want to get together tonight?
Yeah.
And he basically replied to me something really rude along the lines of, you know, if you're going to keep just hitting me up for sex, you need to at least pay me. And I was like, so then me, Twitter Fingers McGee, came out and was like, you know, if you needed money, you could have just asked, and I would never pay someone who takes an hour to get hard. And then I blocked him.
Oh my god.
Then I blocked him. We have not talked ever since.
Oh my god.
I know, it wasn't my proudest moment, but that's how it ended.
Okay, yeah.
We have not talked or seen each other ever since. He's like a blip in my imagination.
Okay.
So I see him at this club.
Wait, can we actually just do some context too?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, you said that. That line because there was
I'm not like, he was really, really good looking and really tall, and something I actually really liked about him is he was super smart, and that's why, like, I believe, like, okay, 3D printing, like, cool, he likes the sciences. And I could have, like, more intellectual conversations with him, and then he did have a tad erectile dysfunction.
I know.
Poor guy.
So that's why that line.
Yeah, that's why I said that. Yeah,
that's why you said that.
So I said, like, yeah, I would never pay someone who takes an hour to get hard, you know? Because don't you usually pay by the hour?
No, exactly. Yeah.
I'm like, that's not a good deal for me.
Yeah.
If it's like
it's
the first
business.
hour free, maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was being an asshole, and I said, don't come for me because I will come for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I go to this club. Me and all my girls get in. And we walk up to the bar, and I just, like, see this person out of my side eye, and I, like, know immediately because he has this very, like, distinct features. And I, like you, am very skilled in pretending like someone doesn't exist.
Yeah, he's not there.
Like, you are not there.
He's not there.
You don't exist. I will not pay attention to you.
No.
He was staring at me. Okay? Like, I could feel it, like,
you feel it, like, going into your body.
So then I'm telling the girls.
It's like burning a hole in your skin. It's
I'm like
crazy.
telling the girls, I'm like, we need to get the fuck out of this spot. We need to get away from the bar. Like, let's go. And he's with a girl, by the way.
He's with someone?
Yeah. And she's like standing in front of him. And like, we're like literally like closer than me and you are right now. And so then I tell the girls, I'm like, I need to get out of here. Like, I used to fuck that guy.
Yeah.
And then one of our friends who's like, love her to death, but she's so loud. She's like, and he speaks English.
Oh no.
She's like, who was it? Like, where is he? And I'm like, I'm gonna kill her.
Yeah, do not, like,
I literally look at her like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, she got like scared. But I like talked through my teeth, like when your mom's mad at you.
Yeah. You're like, also, you don't want them to see your
movie. I will kill you.
Don't even fucking see it.
But I also see him looking at me, so I'm like,
you're like, I will kill
you. Anyway, we leave. When I tell you, okay, so before I leave, he starts poking me on the back.
Yeah.
trying to get my attention while he has a girl in front of him. He's like secretly poking me on the back.
Oh my God.
I just ignore it because I'm like trying to play it off like, oh, we're in this busy club, like whatever. So I fucking dip out. So I'm out. When I tell you this man was following me, like hovering the whole night. It was so uncomfortable and so weird, but also like my petty side loved it.
No, of course, your ego is like,
my ego's like, you're obsessed with me.
Yeah, like you're obsessed with me as you should be.
Yeah.
But then I also would have been creeped out though. I'd be like,
it was creepy.
After a while, I'd be like,
all my friends went to smoke and I stayed on the dance floor to hold the spot.
Yeah.
He came in.
He pounced
And he came up to me. He starts touching my back again. And he's like, I turn around because like I obviously have to. And the first thing I say to him, I was like, I'm clearly avoiding you. Why are you coming and talking to me?
Yeah.
And he like was really caught off by that. And he's like, how are you? And I'm like, I'm fine. And he goes, well, what are you doing here? Like, I didn't have a right to be there. And I said, I'm dancing with my friends. And then he was like, well, why don't you show me? I'm like, bro, go fuck yourself, basically.
Like, also, where's his girl at this time?
Like, so then I asked him, I'm like, well, who are you here with? And then he starts to look around and he starts to talk. And I go, actually, I don't care.
Yeah.
And I turn around and walked away, which I felt good about that. You know, I was like, haha. But this man this man continued to follow me the whole night to where my friends were like, he's here again. He's here. And this place has 3 different stories.
Oh my God.
3 different rooms.
No.
And like he wasn't like the way he was following me was like so Lurch vibes, like Lurch from the Addams Family, because he's so tall.
Oh my God.
And he was just like looking over at me, and I was like, oh my God, dude. Like I was getting embarrassed that my friends were gonna think I fucked an autistic guy.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
No, like not that there's anything wrong with that, by the way, but he was just socially awkward.
Yeah, you're like, wait, what the? You're like, I swear I have good taste.
No, I was like, I swear he like wasn't weird back then.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Anyway, it was just. It's been so interesting. This is the 4th former fling I've run into in a span of 2 months.
Yep.
I've never run into a former fling before.
Really?
And now it's happening. And I'm like, okay, is this the universe? Like, actually, you know what? I'm going to go on a little more of a tangent on this one.
Oh.
This one was actually a really good person to see because it reminded me of how far I have come.
Amazing.
In my self-love journey.
Yeah.
Because my relationship with this particular person was when I really was aware of my anxious attachment style.
Yeah.
Of when I really was aware of how dysregulated I was letting these relationships make my body and how I wasn't choosing me.
Yeah.
And he's been someone that I've thought back to occasionally, not because I miss him, but because I needed to go through that in order to, you know, see that I wasn't treating myself well and really like, you know, set some healthier boundaries. So he is like a critical part of my self-love journey.
Amazing.
And so I think that the universe, like, this is my theory, brought him to me because I just needed to see like how far I've come.
Okay.
And then also it was kind of like the universe was like rewarding me too. Like, okay, bitch, you can be a little petty.
Yeah, like
stay humble.
Take the ego hit.
Stay
Or
humble.
not the ego hit. Take the ego boost.
You know? And then, yeah, so that happened. It was just like so interesting. I'm only bringing this up. I'm not like, oh my God, I keep seeing all these guys, but it is very weird. This has never happened to me before.
No, that's such a thing.
Yeah.
Like I always think about that. Okay, my weekend was so much more. Actually, no, I went to Ryan Castro, so it wasn't wholesome. But the night before was a lot more wholesome for me.
Okay.
So the night before I went to the art museum, my friend was like, come to this movie. It's an outdoor movie. It's going to be like really fun. And I'm always looking for different things to do.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I love to go out and dance, but I also was just like wanting to be ready for Ryan Castro the next day.
Totally.
And like, I knew he was going to have a long concert. I didn't know it was going to be 5 hours long.
Yeah.
But not even like, it wasn't, the concert started at 7. He went on at 8, but like people were even starting to like celebrate or like getting ready around like 2.
Yeah.
So it was just like a long day. So I was like, I'm going to have a quiet night. So anyways, I go to this movie. I'm kind of like, it's just going to be something to do with friends, like a group of friends. And we're going to sit outside. It's going to be nice. And lo and behold, it ended up being like one of my like probably top 5 favorite movies. And so it was really sweet. I'm going to read the name of it. So I'm going to click on this link too, because I want the like backup information. Okay. So the name of it's very long. How to Become a Millionaire Before Your Grandmother Dies.
Okay.
What a name.
Yeah, what a name.
Yes. So it was directed by this man named Pat Bunapakt.
Okay.
I'm saying that probably very incorrectly.
It sounds right to me.
It's based in Thailand, and It won actually a bunch of rewards
I've seen it
or
on Netflix
awards.
before. I think I was yeah, I've seen it, but I didn't watch it because I just wasn't in the mood for a movie with subtitles, but it looked good.
No, so, like, it was really good, and what they did actually, it was in Thai, and then they had Spanish and English subtitles,
Okay,
so,
nice.
like, everyone could understand. But it was the most emotional movie, and it actually was, like, so good for me to watch.
Mhm.
So let me just, like, back up. So basically, it's about this young man, and his grandmother is diagnosed with a terminal illness, cancer, and stage 4, and he is looking to make money. And basically, his grandmother has, like, a multi-million dollar business, and he was like, "Okay, if I take care of her, she'll, like, leave her inheritance to me." So, like, obviously, like, bad intentions. But so it, like, chronicles their story of basically, like, him offering to help out his grandmother. So he starts, like, helping out his grandmother, and she has such attitude, I'm obsessed with it. Like, literally, she'd be like, "No, I don't like that." Like, she's kind of, like, formidable and gives him a hard time, and she's hard with him, and then, like, she starts to soften and, like, starts to, like, actually, like, care about her, and, like,
Mhm.
she starts to soften, and there's this moment where it was, like, this really, really brutal scene to watch where the grandmother is in bed at night, and she was like, "I'm in so much pain, like, I just wanna die. I'm in so much pain." And he wakes up hearing her screaming this, and it, like, brought everything back to me of, like, growing up, I've my all my grandparents have passed away. Most of them passed away before I was, like, 10 years old. And then my aunt who I was, like, so close with that, like, again, one of those things where it's, like, it can be so long ago and it just never goes away.
Yeah,
You have more capacity.
totally.
So
It
it
never gets better, it only gets easier.
exactly. And so, like, I just remember being so, like, soul crushed. And I had this moment and, like, I'm like, so this is vulnerable for me. But my aunt, so she was diagnosed with cancer, with breast cancer. And I was so young. I remember she was losing hair from the chemo treatments, but I didn't know. And I was so young, I thought, like, she just used a bad shampoo.
Oh.
I was like, get a different shampoo.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Like, I really didn't understand. But she recovered from it and it was
Oh, wow.
amazing. And I felt so close with her. She actually was, like, one of the most, hard on me. She would, like, call me out on my bullshit. She'd be like, "Brianna, you're being a brat," and I was.
Yeah.
And she had high expectations of me because she actually, like, could see potential in me, and
Well, they say
so
that the people who are the hardest on you actually really love you the most.
yeah, and I felt that. I felt that so hard. And then a couple years later, she was diagnosed again with, like, a
Mm.
really rare cancer, and I remember telling my mom, like, because she was keeping me updated, of course. And I was, like, a freshman in high school, and I basically asked my mom, I was like, "I can't take these updates. Like, I don't wanna know.
Yeah,
Like, don't keep me posted. Like, I just wanna, like, hear how things are going, like, outside of her life. Like, but I don't wanna hear what's going on, like, in the hospital." And then she passed away, and I remember, like, never forgiving myself because I just thought she was gonna get better, like, the first time.
yeah,
And it just, like, shook me to my core and reminded me, like, how much people in our lives matter, and, like, we have all this, like, stuff, I feel like, all these distractions, like, here I am talking about Ryan Castro, which, like, I'm not minimizing that at all, but I think I, like, really appreciated being brought back to reality and, like, remembering what's really important and, like, how I wanna show up to the people in my life who I care about, like, how I wanna show up to them and how I want to be, like, thoughtful and, like, treasure the time I have with them, and that's something
totally.
that comes up a lot for me with, like, traveling and, like, being far away and having to balance that. So that's, like, a really long kind
Oh,
of
well.
explanation, but yeah, so that is, like, what came up for me, and I know obviously you've had your experiences, whether you wanna share or not, but it's,
Yeah,
like, one of those things where it's, like, damn, grief, like
girl, grief.
yeah,
It's a motherfucker.
it's a mother.
It's a motherfucker.
It's a motherfucker. No, like, it brings you to your knee. Like,
For sure.
I'm laughing, but, like
No, well, that's how we have to deal with the
no,
trauma
no,
is with
literally.
humor.
Yeah, with humor. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
it, like, brought me to my, like, I was crying to the point where I was losing my breath on the movie. You know, and you're like
God, you know what?
Yeah.
I really wanna watch that movie now.
It's, like, so good.
It's really interesting because, like I said, where they stream the movie, it's like a drive-in
It's, like,
movie
literally right
style.
outside your
It's
apartment.
literally like I stand outside my balcony and I can watch it and I can
Yeah.
hear it.
Oh, that's amazing.
And
You can just, like, sit.
I could just sit outside and watch
Yeah.
it. And I heard that it was in an Asian language. I couldn't tell which one, but I was like, oh, I wonder what movie it is. First of all, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, of course.
And before I like share what it brings up for me, do you want to like? I'm curious to know, what does it make you feel like how you want to show up for people? Like, are there things where you're like, oh, this is a tangible change I want to make? Does it mean like you want to travel less, or what does that mean?
I know. I'm like, how do I like integrate that? I've been thinking about it a lot. I think like how I want it to show up for me, and I feel so again, my Aunt Barbara, who I was just referencing, she's like, "You're a brat." I'm like, "You're right."
Her name's Barbara?
Yeah.
I have an Aunt Barbara.
Really? They're the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah, she's like 96 right now.
Oh my god.
She's chugging along.
She's kicking it.
Yeah.
It's patience. I'm like I can be so impatient. And I think like I just want to have a lot more patience for those. I mean, I want to have a lot more patience in general. But for the people that I care and love, I just want to like grant them more grace and patience. And I think that's something that I'm really coming to terms with. And just it's something, like we learned all these concepts, whether in like self-help and like therapy. And it's one thing to learn, and then it's another thing to actually act on it and do
Mhm.
it and integrate it. And so for me, it's like reminding myself that like this is I mean, I do believe in past lives, but consciously, this is our first go around.
Yeah.
Like we're all just figuring it out for the first time. And at the end of the day, I just have so much love. Um and I want to be able to like so number one, it's having more patience for those who I love, and then also like spending more time and like planning it. Cause this is the thing, like I'll be talking with my family or friends about like we should do this, blah blah blah. Like even last year, like I talked with my family about like doing a trip and like it just never happened. And then it's
Mhm.
always like, okay, it's always in the future. And then all of a sudden, like 5 years goes by and you haven't seen them. And that
Yeah.
that hasn't been my case. I have seen my family in 5 years. But it's like, okay, no, be like more conscientious and be more intentional about like actually planning these things and like making those memories.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we just don't know what's coming next. And I don't want to live that way either. I think it's
Totally.
like a reminder to be like, okay, this is what's important to me. And equally, like, not let the weight of that bring
Yeah.
me down every day.
Totally.
You know?
Totally. I think
Yeah.
too, like, yeah, I've experienced my fair share of grief, a lot of grief young in life. I've experienced a lot of loss. Um, some of the people who are watching this already know, and you already know, but
Yeah.
my grandparents raised me.
Yeah.
They're my mom and dad. And I unfortunately lost both of them back to back. And it's like I don't want to get emotional, but it's like it's something that you like never forget. And like
No.
watching the people that you love the most in this world take their last breath is like something that you'll never like lose. I'm sorry, I did not plan to cry on today's podcast.
No, don't be sorry.
But like it's really hard, and grief like comes in waves. And I'll have times where I'm doing really good,
yeah, of
and like
course.
the littlest thing will
Like that.
set me back.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's really hard. And so I feel a lot of guilt for that too, because like the first time I experienced loss really was with my biological father had passed away when I was 18, but I didn't have a relationship with him. So to me it was like it didn't really matter. But my grandpa, he got really sick when we were on a trip in Tahoe one time, and he just slowly started to decline to where he got to the point where he was in hospice care. And I was living up in the Bay Area and about 3 hours from them. And I didn't know what hospice meant. I just
you're
thought
like,
it
"What is that?"
meant
Yeah.
that someone was going into the home and helping out.
Okay.
I didn't know that it meant end of
of
life
life.
care. And that's something I struggle with a lot of guilt, like how you were mentioning, because I would have moved home. had I known that.
If I knew it was so serious, I literally would have been visiting.
But I was in denial.
Yeah.
I was absolutely in denial.
Oh, same. Me too.
And I think my grandma was also protecting me because she like saw that I had this like good career. She saw that I had like, you know, a bunch of things going for me, and she didn't want to pull me out of that. But I remember having a lot of guilt around that. And then when my grandma passed, it was like, you know, she called me that she was sick. I drove down there. I took her to the hospital and she was gone within a week. So I didn't have time to prepare for it. But
I'm sorry.
Yeah, grief and those types of experiences will really put into perspective, you know, what is important. And luckily back then, not luckily, but back then I wasn't really in my travel phase.
Yeah.
That was before. And so I know that had they still been alive and I hit my travel phase, I'd feel really guilty. And now I'm in a place where like I'm seeing my family maybe once a year.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm kind of like rebuilding this relationship with my biological mother. We've always been, you know, kind of rocky. But I think to myself, okay, she's in her late 50s. She doesn't take good care of herself. You know, she smokes. She has diabetes. She, you know, is not working out. I think to myself, what if she wasn't here in 10 years? That's me maybe only seeing her 10 more times in our lives.
Yeah.
And when you think of it that way, when you put it in that perspective, it's like really jarring.
It's so jarring, and it's one of those thoughts that actually again brings me to my knees.
Yeah.
And it's like I become like a little child where I'm like, I can't do this.
Think of that, yeah.
Yeah, like I don't want to live this like it's too
I'm trying
painful.
to fix my tears. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you know.
I didn't mean to cry. I can't believe I cried on the podcast.
Oh my god, you're like an emotional, vulnerable girly.
Oh my god.
No, I think I appreciate your vulnerability.
Yeah. It's really hard for me to talk about my grandparents.
No, of course.
Even though it's been 7 years now.
Yeah.
7 and 6 years. Like it's still so hard.
No, honestly, like I feel like I've shared this with you. Like it's hard for me to cry lately, like for the past maybe 5-ish years.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize it was that long.
It's been like a long time for me to be able to cry. And like I cried so much during that movie.
Did it feel kind of good though?
It felt so cathartic.
Yeah.
It was so cathartic. I really like actually needed it. And crying is good. It's a release.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It also like made me think of, and this is kind of a tangent, but it made me think of how I relate to love.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like those formative years, like, so I had a lot of loss when I was young too, like between my grandparents and my aunt and then my uncle. And so I kind of learned to associate love with pain. And I think that's like shows up to me for me in like dating, where like if everything's chill and good, it almost doesn't feel like love. And like it has to be like more intense, more passion, more painful. Like this hurt me and like these emotions. And like, I don't know, I've been like just kind of putting the pieces together. And like I've thought about this for years, I guess through therapy, whatever. Like it's always been like kind of sprinkled into like my therapy or whatever. But like I haven't really been able to like have a concrete concept of it. And just like watching that movie, I was like, yeah, I think it's actually why sometimes I'm really distant to intimacy and love, because I don't want that pain. And I don't know if that shows up for you at all. Like, what is that like?
No, well, no, that's a really interesting perspective. I think for me, like, to be honest with you, like, aside from my sister, everybody who I really, really loved a lot like that has passed away.
Yeah.
And so there was never a time where I wanted to be far from them. It was, I'm like you, I'm a lover. I'm all encompassing. Like, I have so much love to give.
Yeah.
And I think too, because my grandparents just like made so many sacrifices for me, and like they were older, like I just saw them as like these cute little old people that I would do anything in my life to protect. So the more time I could spend with them, the better. But I think now, like, you know, I mentioned I'm kind of have this weird relationship with my mother and some other family members. I think more now the distance is to protect my peace. And it's not,
amen.
Yeah. And that's actually for me more of a harder thing to grapple with, because I have a lot of guilt.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm learning to navigate is I think my inner child so badly, like, wants my real mom to just, like, love me,
Yeah.
or, like, other people in my family to just, like, love me and show up for me, but it's at odds with the reality of what the situation is,
Yeah.
and I just get triggered as fuck around these people.
Oh my god, no, yeah.
I'm
No, I'm
like,
telling you, yeah.
inside, I'm like, I wanna be chosen,
Yeah.
I think that's what it is, like, I feel like, you know, I've never been chosen by my true family. I've been overlooked or passed off, and my inner child so badly wants to be chosen, and she so badly wants that nurturing maternal relationship.
Yeah.
But then when I am put in contact with this person, I go off the rails
Yep.
because they trigger me so bad, and they trigger core wounds.
No, like,
So then I'm like, okay, get the fuck away from me.
their ability to trigger us is, like, unmatched.
No.
Like, people in in anyone's life, it's,
Yeah.
like, wild. So I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god." I'm like, "I'm fine," and then I'm 100.
Yeah. I think too, what is, like, something that I've having a hard time realizing is, like, I'm romanticizing what dysfunctional relationships could be
Yeah.
versus accepting this is as good as it's gonna
This
get.
is the relationship,
So, like,
yeah.
we've made so much progress, but I want us to be perfect, and
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time of letting go of that, and just saying, "Okay, you know what? This is as good as it's gonna get. It's better than it was, and
Yeah.
it will never be what you want." And so that's
And
where I'm
accepting
struggling with that right now, because in a way it's grieving a relationship. Maybe the parent's not dead, or maybe the person's not dead, but it's grieving, you know, it's like when you break up from a long-term relationship, you grieve the future that you had in
that you
mind.
planned.
And I think for me, like, because I have so little family left, I have these grand ideas of, like, what it would be if everybody got along one day and everyone was able to spend a holiday together, but it's just not looking good. But it's okay.
It can also not be okay.
It's not okay, but the thing is, like, making peace with it and giving myself grace
Of course.
is what I have to do, because, like I've mentioned before, like, I'm at a place now where these types of things will dysregulate me for so long that it will
Yeah.
take me a week to bounce back from, and I just have to protect my peace, you know?
It's so important, and I feel like actually that's, like, such a great point because, like, I struggle with that a lot too of, like, I have but I have challenges
Yeah.
with relationships, personal relationships in my life as well. Um, and it's, like, so confusing and disorienting because there's so much love, and then also I will be triggered so quickly. Like, the ability that they have to trigger me is wild. It's amazing. And yeah, it's like, how do I protect my peace? How do I do both?
Yeah.
And, like, sometimes it's accepting that I can't, and then, like, deciding what is more important to me at the time and what, like,
Mhm.
makes sense. But it's, like, it's really, really challenging.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, we have this image of what we want things to be like, and then maybe I'll speak for, like, myself, but I know a lot of people do this too, where you, like, keep going back to it, hoping for a different outcome, but it's
Yeah.
the same outcome every single time.
Insanity,
Yeah.
literally.
And so it's just like, "Oh, okay, now I have to accept that's the outcome."
I have a hard time with that. And you're right. And
It's
and what I
hard.
mean by I have a hard time with it is, like, I'm not good at accepting
Yeah,
it.
like, why? It's
I
because it doesn't have to be that way. I'm always like, it literally doesn't have to be this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, for me in my head, I'm like, this is so obvious. This is so easy. Like, act like this,
Yeah.
and we'll have a good relationship. And I will in turn act this way. But yeah, I don't know, man. Families are complicated.
Super complicated. And then also there's, like, the flipped side of, like, how I show up.
Yeah.
And then I get, like, super critical of myself, and then I'm like, I don't like myself because I'm like, "Oh, I didn't handle that the way I wanted to handle it." And it's
Mhm.
just, like, this constant, like,
That's what it is.
struggle.
We've talked about it before. I
Yeah.
think especially for me, especially with my family, I realize that they bring out the worst side of me.
Ugh, and it's like,
The
why?
worst.
Yeah, it's like,
And I'm responsible for my own actions,
me too.
you
No,
know?
I'm an adult. Yeah.
But I don't act that way with anybody else in my life.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, I've gone to therapy for it for years.
Yeah.
I've literally cried to my therapist about I want to have a good relationship with my family. I feel guilty for not, but I think what it is like, it's so ingrained from me such a young age that, like, I had to step into the mother role and I had to step in and be the fixer,
Yep.
and that's not my responsibility.
That's not your role in the family. Yeah, like,
And
that's not
what I'm
yeah.
realizing is actually that's holding me back more because that is what's triggering me is I feel like I never get to be the child, I always have to be the parent.
Yeah.
And so I think, like, over these last few weeks, I've shared with you a little bit, but like stepping away from your family and creating those boundaries is so hard because we're so ingrained in
Not for
us
the
that,
weak.
like, oh, they're our family. We can't get rid of them.
Yeah.
And I've had some people in my family who I haven't spoken to in years. And then now I'm really considering cutting off more people. And it kind of just bleeds into a bunch of issues, right? Then I think to myself, like, oh, am I less desirable on the dating market because I don't have a solid family foundation? But
Oh my
that's really
god.
what I'm looking for in someone, or just like little things, it's like, will I've always been the girl who, like, when I was growing up little, like, I always was different at school because my grandparents were my parents and it was
Yeah.
never my real parents. So I just, like, get really in my head about how my family dynamic defines me and what it looks like from an outside
How you're being
perspective.
perceived.
And, there are a big group of people out there who will be like, oh my God, I totally know what you're going through. Like, family can be so toxic. It's okay to cut them off. But on the other hand, there's a lot of people who are like, oh man, someone who doesn't have a good relationship with their family. What's wrong with them? What's the problem there? I don't want anything to do with that.
I know, and I think the thing is, like, number 1, for those people, like, the latter, it's like, no one wants that. Like, I
Yeah.
don't think anyone is like, "You know what? I would love to have
To,
difficult
yeah.
relationships in my family,
Fuck it.
in my life.
Let's cut them
I
off.
would love to let me burn this bridge down." Like, no
Yeah.
one's like, "Let me do this."
Yeah.
Like, maybe if you're a psychopath, I don't know, but, like, no one's like, "This sounds fun."
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like I do get frustrated when people don't have that, like, grace or that understanding for people who are going
Hmm.
through that, because they might not be going through it, or maybe they are going through it and they're jealous, or, like,
Yeah.
a part of them is envious at, like, there is a part of you that could separate and that was
Hmm.
brave enough to do it, because it's really hard to do. There is so much guilt and shame with it, especially I feel like, actually no, I was gonna say in the US, but like really everywhere.
Yeah.
Like Colombia, like I mean, especially Latin America, like family is everything and
Yeah, like, it's
everywhere.
far less common that I meet someone here in South America, especially here in Colombia, that they're like, "Oh, no, I'm estranged from my family."
Yeah.
I actually don't even know if I've ever met
No, I
anybody.
haven't.
It's
And
such an important thing here.
it is. And it's like and it can be both. Cause
Yeah.
like for me, it's so important. And like family is so important. And equally, like our inner peace is important. And also like going back to being triggered, like, I'm not my best self sometimes, like, when I'm being triggered.
Yeah.
So it's like, I actually have to create some boundaries for me to be able to show up as my best self, which will
Yeah.
in turn benefit me and those around me.
Yeah.
But it's
That's a
so
really good
hard.
point. I think for me, like, I don't know if I've really sat with what are the boundaries that allow me to be my best self. So, like, what are some boundaries that you put into place when you, like, go home to visit family? Or what are some boundaries that you've set before to, like, keep yourself from not losing your shit?
Yeah. I mean, for me, and this is honestly goes across the board. Like I know I need my alone time. And it
Mhm.
has nothing to do with other people and everything to do with me. So like
Mhm.
if I have a certain amount of time with people for too long, I'm just not gonna be in my best mood. So
Yeah.
like I need alone time. So like carving that time in. And also I would say, I mean, I'm not like I still get triggered all the time. For me, a lot of my triggers are like regarding my health
Mhm.
and like not really understanding that and my allergies or me being sick. And so usually I preface it a lot. Like I will say, I'm not feeling well. I'm going to try and make this. Um, and if I can't, like, please go ahead without me. I try and communicate as much as I can. Um, but it's hard without like sharing all the details.
Mhm.
But like I think sometimes I also go into it knowing that some things will happen and what can I do best to like regulate myself. And that's
Yeah.
like literally the such basic things which makes me like so annoyed. It's like, "Oh, I have to go take myself for a walk.
Yeah.
Let me go get some fresh air." And like
Mhm.
just stuff like that to help me regulate, or like reaching out to friends. I'm such a It's really helpful for me to talk with people, but I never used to talk with people because I had, like, shame about complaining and, like, not wanting to sound negative,
Yeah.
and so, like, I will reach out to people and just be like, "Hey, I'm, like, not in my best mood, but, like, can we just, like, talk?" And
Yeah.
not about anything, just, like, let me hear about your day."
Yeah, just a distraction.
Yeah, exactly. And then sometimes yeah, it's really kind of it depends, and so, like, that's such a long answer of me saying, "It depends."
No,
But I'm
thank you
not
for sharing.
perfect, like, yeah, I it happens to me a lot, and then again, like, I'm having a hard time explaining this right now because I'm, like I'm almost in the fourth wall of thinking about people listening to this, and I'm, like, being self-conscious because 'cause I'm, like, I know I'm not a piece of cake either. Like, I know, like, I can be annoying. I know that I can, like, be needy. Unfortunately, like, my health stuff makes me not needy, but it makes me, like, have preferences for
Yeah.
sure. Like, sometimes I can't do it because, like, I know that will upset my stomach or, like, I will feel faint or I'll get lightheaded or, like, I'll be really nauseous and, like, that, like, I don't again, it's the same thing with, like, putting distance with your family. I didn't, like, raise my hand to be like, "I wanna feel nauseous today." Like, I would do anything to have a magic wand and wish that away.
Yeah.
So, um, I'm just, like, listening to myself talk and being, like, self-conscious about what people might think in this actual moment.
Yeah. No, that's normal. I feel it. I'm also sitting here like, "Oh god, what if, like, my family watches this and they, like, feel like I'm, like, demonizing them," although you guys, like, low-key are demons.
No, literally no, I'm thinking about that too
Get
because
help. I think too, like, for anybody who is listening to this who might be feeling, like, guilty about creating boundaries with people like their family,
yeah,
just know that it is hard at first, but I'll be honest with you, like, you won't regret it. You will find peace in it. And in an ideal situation, you setting those boundaries in your absence will cause the change that you're looking for, but you also need to be prepared to know that it might not. And so you might always have that void or that feeling of something's missing because that's natural, but you will never regret doing what's best for you.
exactly.
So I'm talking to people who are like, hey, I need to actually get out of this situation. This is not good for my mental health. This is not good for my sanity. This is not good for my well being.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I think also it doesn't have to be forever, and it also can be, and it can be whatever suits you and makes you feel best. I think it's just so nuanced.
Yeah.
That's my word. It's so nuanced, it's so challenging, but there's not shame in it if it's especially, like, when it's really affecting you, and, like,
Mhm.
I'm a sensitive person, like, I'm affected easily,
Yeah.
so it's, like, really prioritizing that, and
Mhm.
again, so we can show up and be our best self, like, it actually is better for I think it's better for other people too, like,
Yeah.
I never got that, I never got, like, when I'd be triggered as shit, and everyone would still want me to be around, and I'm like, "Why? So you rather me be miserable
Mhm.
with you guys than, like, take space alone for me to get better, and then I can show up as a better person."
Yeah.
I, like, never got that. I'm like, "Don't you want, like,
Yeah.
positivity? Like, don't we want a good relationship?" But it was almost like, again, the pain was better
Mhm.
than, like, the separation.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, it's just like, no, do what's best for you, and that actually will in turn be better for others too.
Yeah. I think you said a couple things previously that have actually stood out to me that I want us to like talk about a little more. The first one was giving your family and people in your life grace because
It's their
it's their
first
first time
time.
living too. And I don't know why that's so hard for me because I think like we all want our parents to have it all figured out. They're
Of
like our
course.
authority figure and we're like,
Yeah.
"Wait, you're the adult. You're supposed to
You're
know
supposed to know
this."
everything, yeah.
And so I just really I go back and forth. I'll be like so gung ho. I'm like, oh my God, you don't fucking know what you're doing. Like, this is not for me. And then I'll see like a glimpse of their humanity. And then I'm like, oh my God, like you're just a girl. Like, that's how I feel about my mom. I'm like,
Yeah.
she's just a girl. She's just figuring it out,
She is just
you
a
know?
girl, and equally, like, it's the same like,
But I
it's the
think,
same that we hold ourselves to where it's like,
yeah,
we're just girls.
yeah,
We're also adults now, though, that can recognize patterns and that
yeah,
when we're acting out on those patterns. So it's like
totally.
having grace when, like, we slip up because that's being human, that's humanity, and also, like, setting expectations of, like, well, we're adults now, and we also, like, been through therapy and,
Hmm.
like, you I think it's okay to have expectations for them, for those to like act in a certain way.
What do you feel about, like, having expectations on people who are much older and, like, it conflicting with the saying of, like, "You can't teach an old dog new
I
tricks"?
fucking hate that. I hate that so
Yeah.
much. And literally study neuroplasticity. Like literally the
You're
mind.
like, "Just, like, open a book."
Well, no,
No, no, no.
I'm like, it's dumb. I'm like, the mind is
Yeah.
so malleable. Like literally, we can create new neural pathways very easily if
Yeah.
we set our minds to it. So you can't treat a dog new tricks. Like that's actually like an like that's a false statement.
Mhm.
So like it's not even an opinion. It's just like factual. Is it harder? Yes.
To
Are there
unlearn
hard things?
decades
Are
of
there hard things in life?
Yeah.
Also, yes. It doesn't mean it's not possible. And I think, I don't know, for me, it feels like a cop out. Maybe that's me. This is me not, this is me being reactive a little bit because I just feel like that's used too often. And I feel like that's been said in my personal relationships. And I'm just like, if you want a good relationship with someone, it's not that hard to like put in the work.
I agree.
And like new neural pathways, like our minds are so easy to manipulate, and then manipulate has a negative connotation. Manipulate just means to change.
Yeah.
So like it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Like sorry.
I think too no, I totally agree with you. I think for me, like, I come from the mindset of, like, it's not that hard, like, your mind is stronger than anything, just do it.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people aren't like that, but I think what I do is then I internalize it as rejection and abandonment when they don't do it,
Mhm.
because I'm like, "You really don't want a relationship with me.
Okay.
You're not willing to do what it takes
So then you must
to
not care about
then you
me.
must not care about me. You
Yeah.
must not love me. You must not want this." And then I just again, like, it's like this really toxic cycle of just like yeah, feeling abandoned, feeling rejected, and, like, so at this point, I will do whatever it takes at all costs to protect myself and my inner child. Yeah.
Yeah. I
I did not
know.
expect for us to talk about this today. I'm like
No, like I'm telling you, this
but I
movie.
actually am kind of loving it because I've also shared with her I've had an emotional block. I actually did experience loss a couple years ago of a very long-term boyfriend of mine who I loved very much. And I feel like ever since that happened, I've not been able to fully cry and express myself.
Yeah.
And so when it comes, I welcome it. But
Me
also I'm
too.
like on camera right now and I'm like, oh wait, last week we were talking about like,
Dicks.
bushes and dicks. And now I'm like my inner child.
Yeah.
But that is the
That's
duality.
duality.
And that's what we want to explore here.
Exactly, exactly.
So another thing that you said that I thought was really interesting is how it manifests in your love life and how
Yeah.
you said like you almost are and I think that this opens like a much bigger topic that we'll probably cover again in the future, but how almost like your relationship with your family sets the tone for the kind of love you seek and
Yeah.
maybe the more chaotic and un what's the word? Like not chaotic, but maybe the more challenging and less chill kind of love seems like it's more
Yeah,
intense and real.
it's highs and lows.
Yeah.
Highs and lows,
Well,
baby.
that's it. We get addicted to the highs and lows.
Yeah.
Like I realized in some of my past relationships, like the more toxic ones, I was like addicted to the high that came from making up.
Yeah. Oh my god, the
You
best
know?
feeling ever.
Yeah, it's
You're
like,
like,
oh, we're good again. Now we're gonna like
Yeah.
have makeup sex and
Yeah.
now we're gonna like, live happily for a couple days because we made it through. But that is really
Yeah.
just us being addicted to the toxic cycle of ups and downs, the I don't know what the bad feeling is called, but then followed by like the serotonin of fixing it.
Totally.
So that's really interesting. And I feel like, a lot of us women, we say like, oh, he's a good guy. I'm so bored. Or he's safe. I'm so bored. Like, I'm guilty of it
No,
too.
I know.
I'm like, oh, he's not triggering me. Like he must, like boring.
I know. Well, I just
Now I'm like, please, where is Mr. I say that in theory, and then I meet like a good guy who's boring. I'm like, he's not for me.
well, this is the thing. I just like when someone loves me passionately.
Yeah.
And like not creepy, not
Yeah.
stalkery.
But
like,
how do you define passionately?
Like we'll go to ends of the world for me. Like we'll literally do like has my back no matter what. Like which I just feel like is a given. Like I'm saying these things and I'm like this is a given.
Yeah,
for
this is
me.
bare minimum.
Yeah, this is bare minimum. So like has my back no matter what. Like wants the best for me. That's a big one because I feel like I usually like the relationships I've been in has always been like they want me how they want
Mm-hmm.
me. versus like
They
oh
like the idea they've created of you versus what
yeah,
you actually are.
yeah, and versus being like, oh, you like this, like go for it. Like I remember a guy I was dating, I told him I wanted to do a podcast. He was like, you don't want to do a podcast. Here I am, bitch. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Fuck you, whatever your name is.
And like things like, or I remember I wanted to go like be a therapist, and like another, he was like, you don't want to be a therapist. Like, just like, wait, I do. I just said I do. Like, what?
I can like imagine you as a therapist because she's like kind of like my personal therapist sometimes. She's like, oh,
No, I'm sorry.
oh,
No, you don't
oh.
get. So it's so funny. Like people have called me out because I touch my chest a lot, but because I literally feel it in my heart.
No, I know.
Like
You're very empathetic.
I
that
don't
way.
know. Like I will actually. That's what I'm saying. The love is pain. Like I feel it in my heart. Like I
Yeah.
don't even know how else to get around
Yeah.
it. Like I'm like I feel it. So
Yeah.
but yeah, and like a guy who's like really into me, like attracted to me.
But let me ask you, so all of these are great qualities,
Yeah.
but if the relationship was completely calm, do you think that you would still be as interested in this guy, right? Because we talk about this, we're like, okay, this guy is cute, he's nice to me, he's
Yeah.
stable, he communicates, he's consistent. I'm bored. I think we should just be friends.
No, like I feel like no. I just feel I don't know.
I've
I-
struggled with that.
I feel like I have. This is the thing. I think the men I'm like physically, like really physically attracted to, have never. I've never experienced a guy I'm physically attracted to, and it's also
all of those things.
all of those things. Like one of the guys I dated was more like that, and and I was obviously attracted to him, but he wasn't like Ryan Castro, Bad Bunny, but like it's not a comparison. Like he was also very handsome. Like I will never I absolutely so handsome. But I just didn't feel that like
spark.
I felt this spark, but I didn't feel this like intense. I don't know, this intensity.
I think that's an interesting thing that I'm navigating is like I know that sometimes that spark is really just your attachment style getting 100%. Triggered. But also, like, when do you know if it's just like, I'm just not feeling it? Well, so then I'm like, end up in this cycle where I stay with nice guys that I don't have feelings for longer than I should because I'm like, okay, no, this is good for me. This is good for me. And then really it's just like,
girl, that's what I did with the guy who from December. I literally was not attracted to him. Like, I was not, but he was like the good guy.
Yeah.
And he ended up being like not good.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, I don't even think it's like I don't think we should follow this is what like society tells me to do. This is what society tells me is right. Yeah. I think it's like using the tools that we've learned, but also like going with how we feel in our body.
Yeah.
And like, I think it's okay. There's so many podcasts I've watched and like reels or whatever about butterflies are toxic.
Yeah, exactly.
Blah, blah, blah.
Or like that feeling of excitement is actually like your body saying like they're bad for you.
Yeah. And I'm like, I honestly, for me, and I'm not a scientist, so like, take this with what you will. But like
we're like kind of scientists.
No, like we literally are scientists.
Like we have like a lot of like what's it called? Like lab experience. Like,
no, we have so much lab experience. So like I call bullshit on that. Because number one, as a scientist, like love is equated to being on drugs, no matter what.
Like a dopamine hit.
Yeah, because of the dopamine hit. So like, what are you talking about? I'm not supposed to feel butterflies. Like that's literally what the chemical reaction of what love feels like in our bodies. I think there's levels to it with the butterflies and how long you're feeling them. Like sometimes if you're like on eggshells, like waiting if he's going to text you, that's the wrong kind of butterflies.
Yeah.
But if you like see him and you get butterflies and you're excited, I don't find that to be a red flag.
Totally.
And I think that's like really rigid and black and white, and like a huge problem I find with pop psychology in general, where it's just like so black and white. It's like you can't do this, you can't do that, and it's so rigid where like all of us are then like not only judging others but judging ourselves and like trying to figure out like how we work in this equation, where it's like, okay, now we're actually relying on what other people are telling us instead of listening to our own intuition. Yeah. So I think number one, listen to your own intuition. And number two, then utilize the tools that we've learned, but don't take them as fact.
And it's easier said than done, right? It's taken me
So
10 years and I'm still not even perfect, but
excuse me. Yeah, I'm still learning. Yeah.
well, I like what you said, right? There's a difference between exciting butterflies, like your first couple date butterflies,
Yeah.
honeymoon phase butterflies, and then if your body is like constantly feeling anxious or maybe like nauseous, that pit in your
Yeah.
stomach, like that is a sign that your body's telling you is like, hey, this is not a good situation for
Yeah.
you. But one quote that I really love is, our bodies will always choose a familiar hell
Hell.
over an unfamiliar peace.
Yeah.
And
Faith podcast.
you know,
Sorry.
yeah. Like our nervous systems and our bodies are wired to love that type of dopamine hit that comes from an,
Because we know it.
yeah, exactly. Because like we're like, oh, I feel unsettled right now. I feel uneasy, but I will feel better once I fix it. And then we keep
know
chasing
the
that.
pattern. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I know I'm feeling this way. And we love, as human beings, we love
Mhm.
certainty. That's why in
Yeah.
2020, like with COVID, like it was a really challenging time for everyone and like for many reasons, but
Mhm.
also like uncertainty. Like
Yeah.
we as humans hate uncertainty because it's threatening to our survival.
Yeah.
So like if we don't know and are like always anticipating, it's just not beneficial for us. And so like when we can actually like take a step back and realize that the certain hell is not where we want to go,
Yeah.
and actually leaning into the uncertainty in a safe way.
Yeah.
Like just recognize, okay, I'm feeling uncomfortable and I'm going to try something different.
Mhm.
That's like kind of the way to at least learn new experiences. And
And
hey,
retrain yourself.
and hey, yeah, maybe you actually you go the uncertain way and it's not the best.
Yeah.
That's also just like, unfortunately, life.
Yeah.
And we have to learn. We have to keep doing that. The more we fail, the more we succeed.
Absolutely. You know, I'm really grateful for, I know that like social media is like a hot topic, like on whether it's good for us or not, but I will say like the amount of tools, and I know that it's like a mix, right? There's some that are like no gray and there's no gray area, it's black and white, but the amount of tools and things I've learned through what's available to me online
Yeah.
has really helped shift my perspective on how I act as a person, how I show up as a person. And of course, I'm like cross-checking these with my therapist and say, hey, I heard this. Do you think it could be this?
Yeah.
I think that it's like kind of like a fine line of becoming too self-aware when you start to
Oh.
like hyper-analyze everything you do and you're like,
No.
oh, I did this because of this and I showed up this way because of this trauma.
Yep.
And so it's
This
a fine
is my
line.
pattern. Yeah.
Yeah. But that even takes it back to like my family. Like sometimes I think like, are they just not where they need to be because like they have not had access to this information and now they're just so much older that they're like, oh no, fuck it, like I'm good.
Well, I think that is a big thing where like, therapists will always say we do the best we can with the
With what
tools we have.
yeah.
So if we don't have the tools,
Mm-hmm.
we're not going to be able to do the best we can.
Yeah.
So I do believe in that. I think that's going back to your point of like having grace and like this is our first time around. I think
Mhm.
once we do have the tools, I'm like, start using the tools, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. No, literally. Like,
Yeah.
I'm bringing you the toolbox.
Yeah, you got the tools. It's like,
Yeah.
I know you got the tools. So
Yeah.
like, let's do this. Like, I think that's where like I can have a little bit more expectations. But yeah, if someone doesn't have the tools, I think it's hard, but it's also having grace because a
Yeah.
lot of people don't. Like we are so fortunate.
We're so lucky.
So many people like don't even have internet access. And not even okay, and that sounds, I'm hearing myself say that, and people are like,
No,
okay,
but-
people don't even have food access.
Yeah.
I know that, like we know that, but I'm just saying, going back to social media, like you need internet to access all these things. Like
Well,
knowledge
even-
is power. And
Even
without
past
it,
that, like, okay, guys, well, thanks for joining us for that journey. But
Thank
no, we
you.
really appreciate it because again, it's lighthearted and fun sometimes, and then sometimes I'm gonna cry, and now this is gonna be on the internet, and I'm like in my head about that. But
Just remember,
my eyes
anything
supposedly
out.
get really yellow when I cry. So you tell me.
No, did you
Are they
ever-
lighter?
I feel like we talked about this.
Also, do I have like raccoon eyes right
No,
now?
you don't. But I
Okay.
remember sometimes I did think my eyes looked pretty. I think we talked about this on the podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, I would like look at myself in the mirror and be like, do I
I'm
look
like,
pretty?
I'm like, I'm slaying.
Wait a second.
Emotions. Thank you guys so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
I had a great conversation with you today. I thought about a lot of things, and yeah, just remember to give yourself grace and put yourself first and enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, be sure to subscribe and follow us. All of our socials will be linked in this video and in the description below, and we will see you guys next Thursday.
See you next Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.